Now it's 6 on Time Warner Cable News on ABC 45. First here at 6 o'clock, meteorologist Monty Montello is here with a first check of your weather on the Ones forecast. Just a soggy, rainy start to the week, Monty.
CJ is a senior here at Athens High School. He realized this would be his final chance to make any kind of changes for future transgender students here.
Thank you for that live report on a win for first responders. This evening, High Point City Council gave the green light to a development plan that calls for a grocery store and a retail center. Ryan, there's a little golf tournament taking place in Charlotte this week.
That's this week?
It is.
Oh, this is going to be
Something
an
to
interesting
note.
sportscast. All right, folks.
Just enjoy the basketball.
Exactly. Got to enjoy a matchup like that early on.
All right, thank you, Mike. We'll have more news after the break. Construction begins on a controversial project to add toll lanes to a North Carolina interstate. Citywide curfew is underway in the city of Baltimore. It doesn't seem like everyone is in a hurry to get off the streets. You're looking live at a picture from Baltimore right now. We've got a crowd waiting for the Pope to step off the plane. I heard them chanting earlier, "We love Francis." Yes, we do. We love Francis. How about you? And we walk with Francis every day. Once the Pope gets off the plane, there aren't any formal remarks scheduled for today, but he does have a busy schedule, which I will run down for you. New gun laws go into effect tomorrow in North Carolina. Now at 6, we'll take a look at the changes. Plus, Planned Parenthood wants to see increased security near their facilities after Friday's shooting in Colorado. And do you know this man? Why police need your help finding him. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Sharon Stone. Those stories are coming right up. First here at 6 o'clock, meteorologist Monty Montello is here with a first check of your weather on the Ones forecast. Just a soggy, rainy start to the week, Monty. The process to own a firearm in North Carolina is undergoing some changes starting tomorrow. Efforts to get rid of the pistol permit failed during this year's legislative session. As Loretta Beniti tells us, there are now some more standardized rules for legally obtaining these handguns. Under the former pistol permit laws, sheriffs were allowed to deny applicants a permit under a good moral character clause as part of their assessment. President Barack Obama is pushing for a powerful climate deal. He's in Paris for a global summit on climate change. It comes just weeks after a series of deadly terror attacks. The group of world leaders says an ambitious deal to curb global warming can send a message to terrorists by showing what countries can achieve when they are united. Today, the president said it's important that all nations do their part. Several leaders taking part in the summit are calling on economies around the world to put a price on carbon dioxide emissions. A Colorado judge seals court documents for the man accused of killing 3 people at a Planned Parenthood clinic Friday. Robert Louis Deere, who once lived in Buncombe County, appeared in court today. He is charged with the killings of police officer Garrett Swayze and 2 civilians. Prosecutors requested sealing documents. They argued releasing the arrest warrant, search warrant for his home, and other findings would jeopardize this ongoing investigation. The Cabarrus County Sheriff's Office needs your help locating this man. They say he, along with another person, are persons of interest in connection to a shooting at a rest stop over the weekend that left a man paralyzed. Our Carly Stevenson has more. The Cabarrus County Sheriff's Office says it's too early to tell whether the shooting was random. If you have any information, you are asked to contact authorities immediately. Of all the challenges that come with navigating through high school, a simple restroom break is one of the most stressful for some students.
I have at least 10 friends at Athens that are trans and don't feel safe using the bathroom because of the policy.
Hundreds signed this petition supporting new restroom rights for transgender students in Wake County. CJ Lewis posted it online.
CJ is a senior here at Athens High School. He realized this would be his final chance to make any kind of changes for future transgender students here.
This is also something that affects myself. I want to be able to use the men's restroom without any, backlash.
He's inspired by events involving fellow student Hayden Reiner. Last year, administrators found out Reiner was using the men's bathroom. He says they threatened to suspend him. He was physically born female, but the transgender teen wasn't comfortable using the women's facilities, and the situation got ugly.
I was getting slurs directed at me in the hallway, and I was being referred to as it. And eventually, I just got sick of it, and I dropped out of Athens.
The school system confirms their policy regarding a student's bathroom choice is to handle each situation by request on a case-by-case basis.
We do follow those issues closely. We rely and have confidence in our schools to work with students to make sure that no individual student is made to feel vulnerable in our system.
The two teens would be thrilled if transgender students could use the bathroom they internally identify with.
If the policy changes, I'd be really happy for them to be able to feel comfortable, and more of them would stay in school, because I know several of my friends just stopped going to school and ended up being homebound because they just didn't feel comfortable at school, the bathroom being one of those reasons.
The next step for the longtime friends is to gather supporters and make their case in front of the school board.
and have it like in their face where it's unignorable.
To make this an issue they can't wash their hands of. In Cary, Sharon Stone, Time Warner Cable News.
Come into our game.java, type in game info,
It may sound like this class is talking in code.
add a loud block breakable block.
In a way, they are.
The actual coding stuff.
Youth Digital teaches kids ages 8 to 14 about technology.
Of course you can.
9-year-old Miles explains what they're working on in class today.
Well, we have a server. It's a template from the Youth Digital website. We make a server from a template. Then we code it to make a game where there's points and other things like that.
For those of us who aren't as fluent in tech terms, the kids are learning to write code as they play the game Minecraft.
So he just spawns
The
them.
mission of Youth Digital is to create creators.
Kind of the bullet points that we want to get across, but we want the kids to create. You know, we want them to be fully open to what they want to do. You know, we encourage a mindset of really just creating. Hop into your world.
As students advance through the course, Fairchild wants them to see how the lessons apply in the real world. It could be a future as a programmer, a digital developer, an animator, or some other tech career.
It's really where the future is going. You know, we're already in a digital age, but it's just where it's going. You know, the trend doesn't look to be stopping anytime soon. So learning these skills early and hopefully getting a passion for them early would kind of give the kids a leg up later on in life and give them a good foundation for that.
Well, let's just start with the bridge.
It may not sound like it when you listen to him, but this is actually Miles' first time studying this subject.
Just learned how to make my own server. I've never made a server before, but I made several mods.
Whether it's after school, summer camp, or online education courses, Youth Digital teaches these kids to be fluent in technology, so all their students can communicate in code so easily.
You can tell me for a point, do you remember the code for command blocks, Lex?
/CB.
/CB, very good.
For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Sharon Stone.